Back at the motherfucking teapot, you already know. Waiting for BB. Late again, as always, but fashionably late. But it is August 23rd. Shout out to my best friend Tady. Happy birthday, boo.
Happy birthday.
Gotta hit her with the whoa. Okay. So just a little update. The next shows, if that's what you want to call it, it's not going to be the same. We're doing one topic for an hour and a half, because doing more than one topic in a day, I'm running out of shit to talk about, and that's just being honest. So we're going to start doing it still at 8 o'clock, but it's on end at 9:30. One topic and no more themes. This is the last fucking theme of the shit. Strictly audio, maybe a little visual, but strictly audio. So I hope y'all enjoy this one. This is the last one. So we're gonna start off with is depression a choice? Say yes. Why? Right.
You keep, how can I say it? If you say to yourself, I'm depressed, or you just think of some shit that gets you depressed, you didn't want to be depressed.
Right.
It basically you are what you think.
So basically, like, it's a mind over matter thing.
That's how I feel. Like, you can be happy just without, you just have to, as they would say, be ahead. Like, be one step ahead. Like, think of some shit. I'm just saying, about just say for example, as far as in relationships, some shit, whatever the case may be, right? And you know, you go through breakup, you get depressed, however it is. You have in your mind to say, I can't live without this person.
Right.
That's in your mind. So when you have that and you carry that, it causes depression. So that's what you're thinking.
Right.
I can't live without this person. So you are creating.
Right.
What was the question?
Is depression a choice?
To me, depression is an emotion. I experience it a lot. I don't feel like it's a choice, because it's something that just comes along with poor decisions to me. Like, so I deal with that shit like a lot. Like, oh my God. It's an emotion. It just runs through me. It passes. It's real hard to get over this shit and get out of it sometimes, because when you're in a depressed state, it's just like it can be a choice. Only because you start putting on depressing music, you start watching depressing movies, you start you moping around for no fucking reason. You feel me? Like, you start bringing the wrong people around you.
Right.
Like, it just it can be. But to me, it's an emotion.
I feel like depression is a choice only because you can't get diagnosed with that. Like, you're not gonna ever go to the hospital like, you ever diagnose you with depression, and we're gonna prescribe you. It's nothing to cure it. Like, so I feel like it's a choice. But I'm only saying that outside of the fact that you can't be diagnosed with it. I'm saying that because, like you said, like, you start doing things that's like training your mind to make your emotions feel like this is what you really feel. Like, outside of like being sad. Sadness is something that just, like, it just, like, that's a natural feeling that you're gonna feel. Like, you get what I'm saying, at any given time. Like, that's not a depression. Is like you choose to do that. Like, you choose to like sit in the dark all day and I don't want to be bothered, I don't want to talk to nobody, I just need to think. You choose to be like that. Like, you choose to let that shit bother you. And like you said, it's mind over matter. Like, that's just like when they say, you know how like if you keep telling somebody something, they're gonna start to believe it. Like, you fat as hell, you fat as hell, you fat as hell.
Right.
Especially from certain people, that shit go automatically stick to you. You automatically feel like I'm fat. Like, you feel me?
Right.
So I do believe that shit is a choice. Like, and I feel like it's a crutch for a lot of people to like an excuse. You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel like that's it's something that people really take serious. I feel like people use that shit for excuse in a lot of situations. Like, oh no, you know, I'm depressed, and no, because you sad at this moment, or because you angry, or you disappointed, that doesn't mean that you depressed. Like,
Right.
depressed is like when you really, 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 like, I'm talking about, like, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't do nothing, like, and when you do sleep, it's like,
It's
it's very
short.
right,
Very
like,
short. I go to bed probably sometimes 2 in the morning and be right back up at 6, full energy, and I just be like, I can't sleep past 6 something in the morning.
right,
Like, and that's bad because it's just like, once I get my happiness, my glow, my health back, everything, my mind is back to just all positive thoughts and everything. Like, I feel like I sleep later. I think that depression word won't exist no more. That choice, that
I just feel like that's a crutch for a lot of people in a lot of different situations. Like, okay, so we're gonna go back to the shit about the what you see is mainly what you're looking for. I say that because, like I said, when it's in a mate form, like when you see somebody, like, or it could be the smallest encounter that makes you even interested, or even a double look and be like, hold the fuck up. Like, now you're starting to see what you already know in your mind that you like about that person. You're trying to see if they have that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I like motherfuckers that be dressing tight. And you see, like, oh shit, he got the little sweatpants on. They ain't that tight, but they fitted enough. Like, you feel me? So you start forcing yourself to feel like this is what you see. Like, you get what I'm saying? Now, as far as like regular people outside, like in general, like you said, everything that's gold don't glitter. I mean, everything that's glitter ain't gold. Okay? So that doesn't work in a regular everyday life. That only works, like I said, picking a mate, or when you dating, or when you trying to get, excuse my language, like when you trying to get fucked. Like, you see what you like, especially if you like the person, you going, his shit might not be big, or her shit might not be fat, or whatever, but that shit works for you because this is what you get what I'm saying? Like, you're training your mind to, like, this is what I want, so let me just, it's crazy.
accept it. Yeah.
Right. All right, so how do y'all feel about male or female best friends in a relationship? Like, if you was in a relationship, how do you feel about your mate having a female or a male best friend? So in your situation, it would be a female best friend. Or it could be a male, because, you know, funny shit be happening, some, you know. Not right now. Like, not like prior situations. I'm talking about like right now, in the state that you at in life. How do you feel about your mate having a female or a male best friend?
Anybody want something to drink or anything in the store?
They went to go get something to drink from the store.
So I got it.
Sprite, right?
Yeah, we got Sprite and 2 fruit juices.
2 fruit juices, right.
Oh, Canada Dry instead of Sprite. They got Canada Dry.
Oh.
Somebody do it.
You go open it.
Hello?
Right. Now you said what? No, we, like I said, we're not talking about prior. We're talking about the stage that you're at in life right now. How do you feel about your mate having a female or a male best friend?
I would be okay with that. As long as I know this best friend. I put it that way. If I didn't know anything about this best friend, then I'd be disturbed. Like, how did this best friend for a specific reason? There's something behind it. But
Right.
if it's, I get to meet this best friend, and there wasn't nothing more or less to it, and it just, y'all just being friends.
Right. Even with it being a male. Like, even with her having a male best friend. Right. If it never gave you no reason to second guess the friendship, then you fine with it. Okay. Jada, how about you?
When it comes to my partner having a female best friend, I will only feel more comfortable if, like, they doing too much. Like, if the conversation is a little bit coded around me and make me feel uncomfortable. If it's more like she like flaunting or just doing too much, it'll be like, alright, like y'all might have been best friends before I met, but bitch, it's something behind that. Like, it depends on what they're portraying. If she's putting it out there like as if, at once we had this before you came along, so
Right.
we're still best friends, but this is how comfortable I've gotten with your partner.
Right.
So I'm going to remain this way. Like, I'm not going to respect y'all. That's when I get like beside myself. Like,
Right.
all right, I don't like it.
Right.
As far as male best friends, because of my lifestyle, I don't feel comfortable with my female partner having a male best friend that's straight, because I always feel like this nigga gonna always, no disrespect, excuse my language,
Right.
like he gonna look at anything as pussy. You feel me? Like, I don't care if my female dress like a guy. Like, you still find her attractive because she's gorgeous to me.
Right.
So I know you look at my bitch. You feel me? Like, regardless, best friend or not, like, you still looking at her. Like,
Right.
if
Like some niggas, like that's a whole nigga. Like I just want, like that's just.
I just feel like some of them got tendencies. They be wanting to know, like, what is it that, you know what I'm saying, their best friend do to women. Like, I don't know. Like, it's certain moves, it's body language that throw me off. Body language, certain things that they say. Maybe their comfortability as far as like walking past or around with boxer briefs and shit and stuff. But like stuff that just make me just be like, nah. I second guess a lot of anybody being too close to my shorty without it being a mutual friend. Like,
Right.
That's our friend together.
Right.
I'm fine with it. But this friend is just doing something that make me feel uncomfortable. Nah, I'm not for it. The whole, nah.
They was friends before the relationship. Best friends before the relationship. You can't really.
Sometimes best
Okay, so let me just say on my take, right? Okay, as far as like the whole the best friend situation is like, all right, boom. Like how you said, like if you had a friend, right, that you was friends with before I came along, right, and when I come into your life and they're still giving off, if they give it off any type of like, I don't want to get to know her, or like, you get what I'm saying, just any shit that's gonna make me second guess, or why you acting like, or why you coming the way that you coming, or you being too overprotective, or you trying to, like, you get what I'm saying, just doing a little bit too much, that right there I can't deal with. You definitely not about to recruit a new fucking female best friend. That shit is out. But like I said, if you knew somebody way before me, you know, got together, and when I do come in a situation like from off rip, we get introduced to each other, you get what I'm saying? She don't give off no vibes that like anything ever happened or that, you get what I'm saying? But nowadays, like, it's tricky as hell, because even though motherfuckers give off that vibe that, you get what I'm saying, they still be, oh, hey, boo, and doing all that, and still turn around and do some fuck shit. So it's like, that shit is iffy. Like, I don't know. Male best friends, of course, I don't care. Like, unless you trying to do some sneaky shit with me behind his back or some shit like that, then I'm not. No, you can't have no fucking. But other than that,
They slide up in here, bro. Fuck out.
right. But it's like it's kind of like selfish to say, because I have people that I consider my male best friend. You get what I'm saying? That I would be coming into a new relationship with. So it'd be like how the fuck is you have these standards that you saying that no feet? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that shit just weird. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like for the people that I have been around all my fucking life, like a Devon, for instance, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you can't accept that, you just, like, we just can't fuck with each other. Like, because if you can't be around us and see that it's nothing to fuck going on, then that's just on you. Like, I'm sorry.
That's why for so many years we were trying to tell grandma, like, you and Aisha never, like, crossed no paths like that.
Ever.
Like, y'all real genuine friends. Like, it's never been nothing like that. Like,
we have done shit with niggas together. Like, it's never, like, but way before this whole her being a dyke situation, like, she was like me. She just ain't dressed like me, but
right.
yeah, but I don't know. Now if my, so let's just put this out. Like, if my mate was to have a dyke best friend or some shit like that, like, I still be iffy, because I know a lot of dykes that still fucking niggas.
Right.
Like, and they try to use the fact that they are a dyke or they dress like that as like, oh, I don't like niggas, or I ain't thinking about that. Like, no, you getting fucked. Their pussy still get wet. You still bleed every month. That's just that. Biz, how you feel about your partner, like, at this stage in life, right? For the future, how do you feel about your mate having a female or like a male best friend?
You know, at the beginning I wasn't with that shit.
We not talking about nothing prior. We talk about like right now at the stage of life that you at. How do you feel about?
I had to grow into that shit. That's what
No,
I'm
like
saying.
how do you feel about like right now? You fuck with somebody and they got a male best friend. Like, would you be okay with that? Like, because of the prior situation of me fucking with somebody. I mean, not fucking with somebody, but having a male best friend or somebody that I consider my best friend.
My situation was different. I knew that.
Right. So you won't. So what's the standards? Like, so
I
if
knew
you
that.
don't look, so if you don't know the nigga, then she.
It's like, yo, what the fuck do you want me to say? I don't know this nigga. I don't know him enough to know that he ain't on the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? I knew that nigga prior to I had my own personal relationship with that nigga to know whether or not you understand what I'm saying? So when you said it, it was like, I know this nigga and I know you, so I know what type of, I know that you not into this type of nigga. Even if he is your friend, you would never be into this type of nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in another situation, I don't know if I could have said those same things.
Alright, so like a real, even though that he not
At
my
first,
type.
you know, I wasn't
Right.
with that shit until
Right.
I got to know that nigga. And
Right.
know y'all
So that's what I'm saying. So
but
in the
it probably would have never even, I would have never even been open to that. I would never give that a chance had it would have never been a vibe situation.
Alright, so okay, so when you're in a relationship and the person is like, how could I say it? Like, they real passive with everything. Like, if the room ain't too dirty, they just leave it like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, until it get to where it's all clothes fucking piled up everywhere, or like, you get what I'm saying? Or a couple dishes been in the sink for a long, like a 4 days or 3 days or some shit because y'all been eating out or whatever the case may be. Like, would you consider that lazy, or would you consider that just being comfortable, or is that normal, or would you want your mate to be on some super clean shit, like super just like on top of everything, like?
It depends, because I mean, like, if I come into the situation and like I know that they're kind of like on their shit, it'd probably, like, you know, encourage me to keep my shit up. But if they just like we together and it's been a couple of days and clothes right there, our bed ain't made because we've been running in and out. If we running in and out taking care of things, that's different. But if we just sitting in that shit, that to me is disrespectful.
So would you consider that being lazy or comfortable? Like, so
Lazy
what?
is
So okay,
not
let me
to me.
answer the question. So, all right, in a relationship, what would you consider lazy?
Lazy is just completely like not
So you,
Don't want to do nothing.
like not doing nothing. Like you
just comfortable.
you just around. Like you have no purpose. When you lazy, to me, it's like you have no purpose. Because when you comfortable, you can still have purpose to me, because you could be comfortable, like, all right, I'm comfortable with my leg on you when you sleep. I'm comfortable with having the TV on, and we're comfortable eating out of each other's plate together. Like, that's the comfortability. That's okay. But when you lazy, it's like you don't have no purpose. Like, you in my space, you ain't doing shit. You don't clean, you don't cook, you don't do nothing. You ain't doing it to me. Like, bitch, what's your purpose? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, to me, like, that's how I don't like lazy. I hate lazy. I hate it. Like, you don't wash your cuckoo. You don't do nothing. Like, you just a
I
bum.
feel like that type of lazy too, but I feel like with a late, like, if you got a lazy mentality, like just lazy, like you just feel like everything should come to you, or you feel like you could just do it, like, nah, I don't gotta do it, like I could just get it delivered, or I don't gotta, like, what? Like, you don't want to fucking take a walk to the store, you rather get that shit delivered, like, the fuck, like, or like just trying to take the easy route out of every fucking thing.
Right.
I just feel like that's fucking lazy. Like,
That is.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. What would you rather? You would rather somebody be lazy or comfortable? Because I feel like when people get comfortable too, that's a problem. Like, you getting a little bit too comfortable. Like,
That comfortable, sometimes comfortable scares me because of what they do. I'll be like blown, like.
because I feel like when a person don't, like, when they're not comfortable, it keeps them on their toes. Like, keep them on their P's and Q's. Like, hold up, let me walk this way, because I don't really, not really for sure, like, if that shit gonna creak when the fuck I step down on it or some shit like that. Like, but comfortable, like, that shit is sketcy. I don't know.
No, but not. Yeah, so sometimes you might want to be the person to be comfortable so that they can be the best them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to be comfortable, then you got to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, but when it comes to
in a
somebody getting
situation.
too comfortable, like you get what I'm saying, like that comfortability becomes too much after a while. Like, all right, you too comfortable with the
No,
fact that
you
you know
too
I'm gonna come in.
comfortable
No,
doing
look,
certain shit.
you too comfortable with the fact that you know I'm about to come in, and if I see anything out of place, you know I'm gonna fix that shit. Even though I know that you just sat there in this fucking mess, you too comfortable with knowing that I'm gonna do it because that's the type of person that I am. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like that shit right there would fuck up some shit. And like you said, remember like the other day you were saying like, yo, when somebody continuously doing something, it's like the other person that's the doer, like they're loving you or they're in the situation even more because they figure like, oh, you ain't doing nothing back or why, so I love you even more. You get what I'm saying? And then on the other end, that other person not loving you, like, right? Or like that shit crazy. But anyway, so
You just keep moving away.
alright, so we did that one. Oh, we did that one. We did that one. Okay, so I had seen this dude when I did have Instagram. He posted and said, "You're not trying to get fucked like a slut." Talking about like models and shit. Like, you're not trying to get fucked like a slut. Why are you working so hard? I really think that that's fucking true. Like, what is you doing all that for? Like, you sliding up and down the pole, like twirling, smacking your ass. Like, if you not trying to, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, yo, if I could get you, yeah, strippers. Like, if I can get you after, if I tell you, like, yo, you come with me after the club and you be on some shit, like, yeah, like, you need to be expecting to get fucked like a slut. Like, how do you expect for me to just be on some make love to you? Like, bitch, no, did you not see yourself on that pole doing that shit? Like, what?
That
No,
makes
bitch,
so
you getting
much
fucked
sense.
like a slut. Like, don't
Yeah.
try to be conservative after, like, once you get off the pole. Like, no, bitch, what I seen is what the fuck I want. Like,
Right.
the fuck?
Absolutely fuck right.
What puts you on to do that? Like, you got to know in your brain that if you walking around.
Nah, some
multiple
bitches be
men,
having straight
like,
swag when they
but
be strippers.
Why would you? Like, why would you even think in your brain that somebody gonna take you seriously after